Welcome to Stone Upon Stone, Episode 16, Who Jumps the Lazy Dog? Last time I talked about lies we tell each other and how they keep us from finding peace. I mentioned that we believe some of these lies out of laziness, and I'd like to talk a little bit more about that. At the end of this video, I'm going to ask you to do something challenging to make the world better. It won't be hard. You can do it, and it probably won't take more than 5 or 10 minutes of your time, but it will be challenging. It is difficult to find and believe truth because truth demands things of us. It makes us responsible for things outside our whims. We live in a world of labor-saving devices that promise to make our lives easier and threaten to make them meaningless. They prey on laziness, and with each bit of labor they take away, they make us less able to do for ourselves. Brake assist, cruise control, co-pilots to write for you, lane departure, auto-tune and auto-renew, auto-debit, emoji, auto-correct, big parties, shortcuts, macros, auto-complete, and self-driving cars. Self-leveling RV jacks, personal shoppers and DoorDash, self-park mode, touchless car wash, CNN, and Fox. We are a lazy people, and we do as little as we get away with. We are a lazy people, and we give control with each convenience yes, and the market lets it just go on and on and on and on. We live in a world of labor-saving devices. Certainly all of these things are a great blessing to people with disabilities or injuries or advanced age, but they're also a trap to those who cannot or will not resist the temptation of laziness and ease. And just as getting angry makes us easier to manipulate, making us prey to people who want to control us, using tools and services that make our lives easier rather than choosing tools and services that allow us to do more with the same effort we would otherwise have expended. We give control to other people about how and how well things will be done in our lives. It's easy. We let the government take care of the needy instead of helping them ourselves. And they take more and more money each year, spend it less and less efficiently, and encourage a class of people who vote for more government control over our lives, all the while doing a poor job of feeding the needy and wasting money on scams, inefficiencies, overhead, and ineligible recipients who can now afford not to put effort into feeding themselves. And it ripples down, costing our economy over and over and over again. We let our cars brake, steer, and manage gearing and navigate, and we are worse drivers because of it. We use antibiotics like breath mints. And we strengthen diseases and weaken our immune systems to the point where we're deathly afraid of the common cold. We have personal shoppers, order things to be delivered to our doors, and buy foods and beverages based on TV ads. And We're a generation with less shopping wisdom than our parents or grandparents, ending up with food that is low in nutrition and high in concentrations of chemicals, food that causes disease and damage to our bodies. We buy packaged meals and get, with each week, half the nutrition we should and pounds of non-food that we should never eat. We also consume a steady diet of messaging that tells us that the way to interact with others is to, no, don't do this, don't do this, is to smash a like button or click share instead of talking to people and thinking about their needs. Honestly, I hope this video has 0 likes. Likes don't help me, and they don't help you. Likes don't help me, and they don't help you. It's lazy interaction that ultimately steals our peace as the platforms prioritize engagement over real connection. We're a global society that is largely unable to form meaningful connections with each other. And in all things, the less we do, the less we are able to do. And the more dependent we are on people who want to exploit us, and the less complete we are as humans. All of this leads us further into laziness. Ultimately leading us to view interacting with others as just too much trouble. So we answer the question of how we are without much thought, and we listen, when we do ask, to the answers given by others with half an ear. We also see this in online interactions as well. Defender of Basic recently posted an article about internet arguments, where he points out that we expect others to explain themselves without showing that we are invested in the question. Others don't explain because they don't think we're going to give their arguments a fair consideration. So they think it's pointless to expend the effort to explain. And we think they're being lazy because they won't take the time to expand their points. By using an old communication technique of restating what you heard the other person saying, you can show that you are listening and see if you understand their position. But we don't do this. We post the most cursory comment dismiss the other person's position as poorly considered, and then dismiss the other person as being beyond reasoning. The time has come. The time for this to change has come. The time has come for us to change this. The time has come for us to make time, to take time, to listen to those around us, and put some effort into making real connections and doing what is right. Use your turn signals. Use your mirrors. Use your head and pay attention to the road. This goes for driving your car as well. Turn off assistive technologies that you don't need and aren't using with intentionality. Make the autocorrect go away. Turn off swipe, disable and uninstall Copilot once a week if necessary. Type things out instead of using autocomplete. Think for yourself. Vote. Don't just check the box with the big party you like. Look into the positions of the candidates. Ask yourself whether any of these people is likely to make a positive difference if elected, and vote accordingly. Consider the other options. There's more than one, and don't be lazy by saying that statistics prove that your choices are limited. They're only limited to the extent that people believe the lie that some options aren't viable. If the candidate is eligible to be on the ballot, they're viable. If everyone votes for that guy, he wins. It doesn't matter how little money he raised or how crazy his policies seem. Elections are won by getting votes, not by being the approved guy that some pundit or even some mathematician picked. Every one of these pontificators has been surprised by something in an election cycle in the past. So don't be lazy in relying on their expertise. And vote with your wallet. Don't support things you don't want to see more of. Don't check your own groceries if you don't like seeing jobs in your community erased and people forced to scan their own purchases. Cashiers are an important part of our economy, and they help shoppers get their purchases home safely. Decisions are made by those who show up in the right place at the right time. Be someone who shows up. Look around you. Decisions that change things aren't made by the politicians. Every decision a politician gets to make is available because of tons of coalescing circumstances. They're like plane crashes. They make headlines because of their impact. But far more people die in car crashes every day. And if you go from plane crash to plane crash, dozens, if not hundreds, of fatal car accidents happen in the intervening days. Decisions are like that. Decisions that change things. Decisions that change things are made mostly by ordinary people, making ordinary decisions that add up to big changes. Small things have a big impact. Take one step to the right for every 10 you take forward. After 10 miles, how far away will you be from someone who took one step left for every 10? Decisions are made by those who show up. You show up somewhere every day. Make your decisions better, and things will get better. Think for yourself. Be the reason that someone smiles today. Sounds trite, doesn't it? That's because it's harder to do than to say. It's not because the sentiment is trite. You have to be willing to let people merge in front of you. Open the door for others. Wait patiently when someone causes a delay through inattention or error. You have to behave like a human being instead of like an automaton whose purpose is to improve throughput. Listen when people tell you how their day is going, and answer with intention when you're asked how you're doing. You can make things better. I mentioned a challenge at the beginning. It has 3 parts. Part 1. Tell someone about a video that made you think, made your world brighter and more hopeful. You can email, text, or speak to the person in person. But tell them something about it. Don't just click share buttons or post on social media. It can be this video or another, but it needs to be something that will be worth the other person's time to watch. Part 2. Don't watch the next video the algorithm offers you. Stop the player at the end of this video and either pick the next video you watch with an eye toward getting value out of it rather than mere entertainment or amusement, or else go do something else that's productive. But don't watch the next video that's offered. Not even the ones that show up in the end screen. Part 3. Let someone know that you appreciated something specific that they did recently that affected you. Write a card, send a text, or make a call. But let them know how something they did improved your life. How they improved your life by making a good choice. That's my challenge to you. Of course, if you want to tell someone about that I'm wise and worth hearing, I won't be upset. I can use encouragement the same as anybody. But it's more important to me that you tell somebody. If you join me next time, I'm going to talk about discipline. This episode took a long time to produce. I felt that I couldn't be lazy with an episode on laziness. So I put a little bit of extra effort into this one. And also to that end, when I forgot to turn the recording back on about a minute into the episode, I decided to remove my progress and rebuild it on camera. Are you enjoying these videos? Would you like to see more works I produce? I have started a page on Substack, and you can join in the fun and pledge your support for more content like this. My subscribers have access to all the videos in this series, notes and posts on other topics, and behind-the-scenes posts relating to my projects. Right now is a great time to visit my page and subscribe to see my art and social commentary as soon as it is posted. All of my work is produced without artificial creativity. I write my own stories and scripts and make all reasonable efforts to avoid AI tools. Special thanks goes out to Chris Howard for his faithful support of my works. Welcome to Stone Upon Stone, Episode 16. Who Jumps the Lazy Dog? Last time I talked about lies we tell each other and how they keep us from finding peace. I mentioned that we believe some of these lies out of laziness, and I'd like to talk a bit more about that. At the end of this video, I'm going to ask you to do something challenging to make the world better. It won't be hard, and you can do it, and it won't probably take more than 5 or 10 minutes of your time. What's showing now is the process of removing the progress. If you liked this episode, I'd appreciate a comment or a message on my Substack.